Hey, what is going on, guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at why pros have been spamming Manamune Lucian over the past patch or so. It's become really popular right now, especially in the mid lane, a little bit down in the bot lane as well. So how I'm going to be structuring this video is that we're going to compare the Manamune build to the Blade of the Ruined King build at 3 different points in the game, showing you guys the stats you get at each point. And I also went into practice tool and I got damage numbers for the builds at each point in the game, and then after that we'll break down the pros and cons to the two setups and then give you guys the full setup that you should be using. So let's start off here by comparing the two builds at your 1 item spike. So Blade of the Ruined King is going to be 3,300 gold there, and to just make things pretty much gold equivalent, what I did is I just added in 2 longswords there to the Manamune build because that's going to be 3,100 gold. So what you're going to be getting for about the same amount of gold there for the Manamune is you're going to be getting 35 AD plus 22. So 35 is the flat AD on Manamune, and then 22 is the amount you're going to be getting from your 2% of your max mana. So if you take into account Presence of Mind, Biscuits mana, your base mana, and then also the 250 mana you get from the Manamune there, I calculated that to be 22 extra AD off of the Manamune passive. Then you're going to be getting 20 extra AD there from the longswords, giving you a grand total of 77, and you're also going to be getting the 250 mana. For Bork, you're going to be getting 40 AD, so a lot less AD there. You are going to be getting like attack speed though, lifesteal, and you also do have the passive and active. So if we compare the two setups now, if we just compare damage wise with a couple different combos here, a full combo with your mirror mana setup is going to deal around 1200 damage. Full combo with your ultimate involved is going to deal around 3000 damage. And then lastly, like a Q auto attack and R combo is going to deal around 2000 damage. And then if we compare that here to the Blade of the Ruined King setup in a second, so the Blade of the Ruined King, a full combo is going to deal around 1350 damage right here. That's with your Blade of the Ruined King active thrown in. Full combo with ultimate is going to deal around 2900 damage here. And then a Q auto attack R combo is going to deal around 1900 damage. So basically what we can take away from this is that if you're auto attacking a lot, if a lot of your damage comes from auto attacks, the Bork build is going to be dealing a bit more damage early on. But if you're using abilities, like if you're using your Q and your ultimate for your main source of damage, then you're actually going to be dealing more damage with the Manamune setup. So now if we compare the two builds at around 6,600 gold, you've got your Manamune, your Essence Reaver, and your pickaxe there. You're going to be getting 168 AD, 550 mana, 20% CDR, 25% crit, and then you do have the passives there from the Manamune and the Essence Reaver. The equivalent of that is going to be like 6,600 gold. The Bork and the Essence Reaver there, you're going to be getting a lot less AD, so 110 AD, 58 less AD there. You are going to be getting some attack speed though, 25%, some lifesteal, the same amount to CDR, the same amount to crit, and then you are going to have the passives and the active from the Bork there and Essence Reaver. And then taking a look at the damage for both these two different builds at this point in the game, for your Manamune build here, full combo is going to deal around 2000 total damage. Full combo with your ultimate is going to deal 6500, so you just have so much more damage coming out of your ultimate with this build. Q auto attack R is going to deal around 4100. Compare this to the Bork setup now, full combo deals around 2200, so pretty similar there, but full combo with ultimate, it does a lot less, so it does 5400 compared to the 6,500 of the Manamune. And then lastly, for the Q auto attack in R, it's going to deal 6,000, around 3,600 there. So what we can take away at this point is your damage from auto attacks is pretty similar at this point in the game, but you just have way more burst damage coming out of the Manamune setup, especially like if you're using your ultimate, just way more damage from that build setup. And then for a full core build here at around 10,000 gold, you'd have your mirror mana fully stacked out there. You'd have your Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and then you'd have a Cloak of Agility. So that would give you a grand total of 234 AD. You'd have 1000 mana, 20% CDR, 70% crit, and then the passives. And then for the Bork setup, you'd have your Bork, you'd have your Essence Reaver, and then your Infinity Edge, so 190 AD. So you're going to be getting 44 more AD coming out of the Manamune setup there. You are going to be having the attack speed though. You don't have any attack speed in that Manamune setup there. You're going to have the lifesteal, you're going to have 20% CDR, so same CDR. You're going to have less crit at 50%, and then you're going to have the passive and the actives. And then damage wise, at this point in the game, the Mirror Mana setup here is just going to outclass the Bork setup in every single aspect. So a full combo is going to deal more damage. Full combo with ultimate is going to deal 10,000 damage here. So like the damage output from your ultimate is just ridiculous. Q auto attack with R is going to deal around 5,400 damage here. And then just your ultimate, I decided to just throw in only using your ultimate. It's going to deal 3,700 with the Manamune setup. So a full combo here with your Bork, it's going to deal only 4,000, so about 600 less. Full combo with your ultimate, it's going to deal so much less. It's only going to deal 7,500 as opposed to the 10,000 you're getting from the Mirror Mana setup. Q auto attack R there is going to deal 4,800, so quite a bit less. And then just your ultimate, going to deal less damage as well at only 3,400. So now that we've compared the two different build paths, let's talk about the pros to going for the Manamune build on Lucian. So number one is that it's just a lot cheaper and a lot more cost efficient. Manamune only costs 2,400 gold, so that's a lot less than your Blade of the Ruined King. So you're going to be able to get your items a lot faster with this setup. You also do have a much better mid to late game, especially on those 3 items. Much better spike with the Manamune. You're going to deal more damage with your auto attacks and your abilities. So the build just completely outweighs the Bork setup at 3 items. You do have more burst damage throughout the entire game with the Manamune setup. Your abilities are always going to be dealing more damage with the Manamune build there. You are a lot less auto attack reliant by going for this Manamune setup as well, because your abilities just deal more damage, so you're not going to have to like weave in as many auto attacks in order to finish off targets. So if you're not the most mechanically gifted player, or if you don't like play AD carry too often, then this Manamune setup is probably going to work a lot better for you. And then you also do have infinite mana. You don't have to worry about mana issues at all if you go for this setup on Lucian, which is really, really nice. And then a couple cons to this setup is that your auto attack damage, as we saw, is going to be a little bit weaker there in the early game. You're also going to have a bit less sustain by going for this setup because you're not going to have the lifesteal from the Blade of the Ruined King. And then also you don't have that passive from the Bork either, so you do lose a little bit of kiting potential with this setup as well. And then lastly here, guys, let's just break down the complete setup you should be running if you decide to play this Manamune build on Lucian. So for your full build, it should be the Manamune Rush there into an Essence Reaver and then Infinity Edge. And then for your room page, you want to run Press the Attack. Take Presence of Mind there, really important because you have the Manamune, you want to get as much max mana as possible, so run the Presence of Mind. You want to take the Bloodline as well, very important because you're going to be missing out on the lifesteal from Blade of the Ruined King, so you take the Bloodline so that you do at least have a little bit of sustain with your setup. Take the Coup de Grace there as well, and then for inspiration, the free boots and the biscuits. Important that you do take the biscuits as well there so that you do get more of that max mana, so that you do get that extra AD coming out of your Manamune. Alright, so that is going to be all for this video, guys. That is why pro players are using this build a lot more on Lucian in this patch at the moment. And if you haven't tried it out yourself on your Lucian, then I would definitely recommend it. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have yet to already. So thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.